Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare
Hare.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol,
Hari
Hari
Bol,
Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya
Jaya
Prabhupada,
Prabhupada,
Jaya Jaya
Jaya
Prabhupada.
Prabhupada.
Jai Om Vishnupada Pradhan Padikarcharya Stotra Shastri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jaya.
Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayana Namaskrityam
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Naram Chaiva Narottam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Tato Jayamudiraye
Mudiraye
Nashtaprayesha Bhadreshu
Nishtaprayasya Bhadresya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavate Sevaya
Bhagavati Uttam Shloke
Bhagavate Uttam Shloke
Bhaktir Bhavati Nastiki.
Bhakti Bhavati Nastari.
So, Hare Krishna everyone, welcome to this Sunday program and Sunday's Bhagavatam discussion. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Krishna is the source of all incarnations, text number 38. Saveda dhatu padavim parasya duranta virasya ratangapane yo maya santataya nuvrittaya bhajet tadpada saroja gandham. So, translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Maharaj. Yeah. Word to word translation. Saha, he alone. Veda can know. Dhatu of the Creator. Padavim, glories. Parasya of the transcendence. Duranta Virayasya of the greatly powerful. Ratha Angapanehe of Lord Krishna, who bears in his hand the wheel of a chariot. Yaha, one who. Amayaya, without reservation. Santataya, without any gap. Anuvrittaya, favorably. Bhajeta, renders service. Tat pada, of his feet. Saroja Gandham, fragrance of the lotus. Translation. Only those who render unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable service unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who carries the wheel of the chariot in his hand, can know the creator of the universe in his full glory, power and transcendence. Purport. Only the pure devotees can know the transcendental name, form, and activities of Lord Krishna due to their being completely freed from the reactions of fruitive work and mental speculation. The pure devotees have nothing to derive as personal profit from their unalloyed service to the Lord. They render incessant service to the Lord spontaneously, without any reservation. Everyone within the creation of the Lord is rendering service to the Lord indirectly or directly. No one is an exception to this law of the Lord. Those who are rendering service indirectly, being forced by the illusory agent of the Lord, are rendering service unto him unfavorably. But those who are rendering service unto him directly under the direction of his beloved agent are rendering service unto him favorably. Such favorable servitors are devotees of the Lord, and by the grace of the Lord, they can enter into the mysterious region of transcendence by the mercy of the Lord. But the mental speculators remain in darkness all the time. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the Lord himself guides the pure devotees toward the path of realization due to their constant engagement in the living service of the Lord in spontaneous affection. That is the secret of entering into the kingdom of God. Fruitive activities and speculation are no qualification for entering. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो शुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवांशं श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्ण पादान् सगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्विताश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। Hare Krishna, all. Welcome you all again for this Sunday session. There are some 24 devotees who have joined, so thank you all. Translation once again for this text number 38 of chapter 3, canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam. Only those who render unreserved, uninterrupted, favorable service unto the lotus feet of Lord Krishna, who carries the wheel of the chariot in his hand, can know the creator of the universe in his full glory, power, and transcendence. Very interesting text 38 today. So let's just recap what we discussed actually in past previous 2 weeks when we were discussing about text number 36 and 37. So actually this is in a very chronological order in continuation with those two previous verses and very well linked. So these 3 verses actually is about describing the Lord and also describing the method how to know Lord. So verse number 36, where Sutta Goswami, actually these are the verses spoken by Sutta Goswami to the sages of Naimisharanya. So in verse number 36, Sutta Goswami mentioned the spotless activities of Lord as Amogh, His leelas, I know his activities are Amog Leela, called Amog Leela. They are spotless. You cannot find any fault in Lord's activities. They are all spotless. And then he is the master of six senses, and that is why he is called Rishikesha as well, master of senses. And is also the master of Shadashwarya, the six opulences. Like those six opulences, strength, richness, beauty, fame, knowledge, and renunciation. All six are there in full capacity and ever increasing. So Lord has got these six opulences called Shadashwarya. And apart from that, he's also the creator, maintainer, and annihilator of the universes. And if you see in our Vedic scriptures, the term is used universes, the plural. So it's already talked about, the concept of multi-universe. Now scientists, they talk about, possibility of having more than one universe or multi-universe. But in the Vedic scriptures, these things are already mentioned. Universes, if you see, in the translation also we saw, Prabhupada has mentioned universes, not universe. So it's a lot of multiple, universes. Ananta Koti Brahman, as it is said in Sanskrit. And then text number 37, the next verse described about, it will not be possible for the foolish people with their poor fund of knowledge to be able to understand the transcendental qualities of the Lord. And fruity workers and also the mental speculators, they cannot also understand the glories of the Lord. And now in this verse 38, Suta Goswami is explaining who all can understand the qualities of Lord, transcendental qualities of Lord, and what are the main three qualities that devotee should have in order to understand the various qualities of Lord in his full glory, power, and transcendence. So we will discuss about those three qualities. And it is important to understand that it's not that anyone and everyone would be able to understand Lord's, mysterious, pastimes as well. They actually they seem to be very mysterious for common people. It's always bewilderment. Just like last week we discussed that even great personalities like Lord Brahma also, sometimes he gets bewildered, as we discussed last week, about this Leela when he actually stole calves and the cowherd boys out of bewilderment, because Lord is Adokchaja as well. So if personality like Lord Brahma, if he can get bewildered for short span of time, not for a very long duration. So what is the situation of the common people? Through our material senses, we can never understand Lord, because he's Adokchaja, beyond the capacity of our material perception, material senses. That is why he's also called Adokchaja. So in today's verse, so the Goswami is explaining basically three main qualities a devotee should have to understand Lord Shri Krishna. And what are those? This is there in a third line of this text. Yo Maya, the first, which Prabhupada is translated as without reservation, so unreserved. And then Santataya, uninterrupted, without any gap. And the third one is Anuvrittaya, favorably. So these are the three qualities a devotee should have. Then with these qualities, one should render service unto the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. Then it will be possible to understand his full glory, power, and transcendence. So we'll discuss these three aspects one by one. And another interesting point here in this verse, that Lord Krishna has been addressed as, named as uh, Rathangapane, who bears in his hand the wheel of a chariot. So that Leela is also coming from Mahabharata. So this is another name of Lord Shri Krishna, Rathangapane, one who bears in his hand the wheel of a chariot. So the three out of these three qualities, the first is unreserved. So why unreserved? We see this all rights reserved. Some legal statements or some product, and then you use or maybe somebody who has maybe written some book or something which said all rights reserved. So reservation means that we have certain expectation. When we have something reserved, right, it means we are expecting something out of it. How can we understand this aspect? Suppose if if you travel, like we get our seat reserved, then what is our expectation? That nobody else should be occupying that seat when we go and board the train or plane, or even if some events you book your table, right? So it means it is reserved for you. It means we are expecting that it is only exclusively for my use. Nobody else is going to occupy that place. So that is expectation. Reservation is resulting into certain expectation. But here the devotee should render unreserved service unto the lotus feet of Lord. So what does it mean? It means that devotee is not expecting anything in return of that service, and that is why it is unalloyed, without any motive. We cannot have any motive to our service that, okay, I'm expecting something in return. That will not be pure devotional service. And in that way, it will not be possible to understand the mysterious nature, quality, pastimes of Lord. If we are having certain expectations. So it should be without any motive, without any expectation or anything expecting in return. That I am doing this, then you give something. It's not like business. And this happens when really somebody cares for somebody or really in true love, then that person should not be expecting anything in return, only trying to do everything so that the other person is satisfied, always happy. It's very difficult or almost impossible to find that kind of relationship in this material world. But we can get a little glimpse of that, like the relationship between mother and child. Mother, she does so many, service, so many things for her child, but she's not expecting anything in return. So that is a slight glimpse we can see this kind of, unmotivated, unconditional service. So that, and this is why when we chant, actually, the Acharya says that our mood should be just like a child, crying for mother to get her attention. So in that way, we can see, this is also related. So this is the meaning of unreserved, that we should not be expecting anything in return of our devotional service to the Lord. But this is very advanced stage, pure stage of bhakti. And another second one, and then I will tell you what is to be done for the neophytes as well, right? To start it. So the idea is that even if they are coming with certain motive, they may not be able to understand everything, but at least the idea is to get connected with Krishna. So that is why in 7th chapter also Krishna says, Chaturvida bhajante mam, where he's talking about, artho, artharthi, jigyasu, and jnani. So even if somebody is coming towards Krishna with the motive to get some material gain, or out of distress, or some inquisitiveness they have, okay, what is this philosophy all about? Let me try to understand it. or those who are seeker of knowledge, they have got some understanding, but they want to understand better. They have some motive, but still they are approaching Krishna. So Krishna is telling them they are Sukritina, pious. May not be pure devotee, but pious. But with the association of devotees and with the mercy of spiritual master, they may become pure devotee as well gradually. But that is the starting point. So it is not discouraged that those who are neophyte, if they are not able to do unreserved or uninterrupted service. So second was uninterrupted. So uninterrupted is like satatam, continuously. So for pure devotee, it is like 24/7, every moment is dedicated to Krishna. But that is a very pure, advanced, super advanced level. But everyone should start from wherever they can begin. The important thing is to begin. It is not that, get overwhelmed, that, okay, it has to be, satatam, I cannot do it. So, I will not do anything. That won't help. At least we should take first step towards Krishna, and he will take 10 steps towards us. He will help us. But it should be satatam in our own, capacity as well to begin with. So that means like when we are chanting these our rounds, so it has to be every day on a daily basis. It should not be okay, today I'm very happy because of I have some birthday party to attend, or some wedding ceremony of my friend or relatives to attend. So okay, let's keep that chanting thing aside. That will not be satatam. That will not be uninterrupted, because we are getting interruption there. That way we can do our continuity, right? This is the minimum thing expected. Or I am very much distressed today, very sad mood. So, I will not do chanting, I will do something else. Again, that will break this continuity. So, in this way, even satatam, this uninterrupted services can be done at every level. So, this is a very basic starting level, that it should be uninterrupted. Satatam. It should not be some, like in India, we see typical this thing, where, only I do some kind of, puja and offering only on Tuesdays, and rest of the days of the week, I just enjoy, I don't do anything. That is not satatam, that is not continual continuity. And why it is important? Because even if we don't understand anything about spirituality, about scriptures, nothing, but still if we maintain this, unreserved and uninterrupted service towards Lord, then what will happen? Krishna has promised this in Bhagavad Gita. Tesham satat yuktanam bhajitam priti purvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yen mamupyanti te. So Krishna is saying those who are continuously, again here the word used is satatam. Satatam again here continuously render service, and bhajatam priti purukam, with love and affection, with priti purukam. Priti means love and affection. Continuously they render service unto me with love and devotion. Then I provide them knowledge. Tadami buddhi yogam tam. I provide them knowledge so that yenama upyantite, they can come to me. So then Krishna takes charge. He will provide all the intelligence. He, out of 6 opulences, 1 opulence is knowledge. He is having all knowledge of the world. So he can impart that knowledge within our heart as well. Or he will, give us opportunity to associate with, realized souls. From there, we can also get knowledge. So that we can come, we can go back to Godhead, back to Him. And how it is done? Gyan Deepen Bhasvita, through the shining lamp within our heart. So this is the promise of Krishna. If we do this, bhajatam priti purukam tesham satat yuktanam. So this is the, satatam, this is the key word there. So if you see in Bhagavad Gita as well, the emphasis, a lot of emphasis has been given on the, aspects like satatam, like continuously, dhrida, with determination. These are the qualities which, and ananya, exclusively, ananya chintyanto mame jana paripasate. Tesham nitya vittanam yogakshemam vahamyam. This is why Krishna is saying chapter 9 as well. Ananya, exclusive devotion. It is not that, today I do some other demigod worships, tomorrow someone else, and one day, yeah, today is Krishna's day. No, that will not be exclusive devotion. Exclusive devotion, ananya chintyanto ananya. So these are the qualities a devotee should have, and then only Krishna reveals himself. Otherwise, he is covered with his Yogmaya potency. Naham prakasha sarvasya Yogmaya smavita. This is what Krishna is saying. So this is the uninterrupted aspect, the second quality. And for the unreserved one, it is also said, anya abhilasha shunyat. So there should not be any abhilasha. There should not be any other motive while we are doing service to Krishna. And then third one is favorable. So serving Krishna in favorable way. Actually, as Prabhupada has mentioned here, that everyone within the creation of Lord is rendering service to the Lord directly or indirectly. So even those who are not devotees, still they are serving Krishna indirectly. How can we understand this? Because they are serving Maya. They are under the illusion that they are the boss. They are the Lord. They are trying to lord over the material world, material energy, but they are not able to do it. And indirectly, they are just getting entangled. And in that way, they are getting entangled in this material world, and in that way, they are serving illusory energy, Maya. So even demons like Ravana or Kamsa, they were also thinking about Krishna or Lord Rama in case of Ravana, 24/7, all the time, every second. They were thinking of Krishna, but they were envious. They acted like as an enemy of Krishna. But the thinking process was there. Always they were thinking of Krishna. Like Krishna was always very much disturbed, had this fear that when, the eighth child of Devaki is going to, kill him. So he was always anxious. But nevertheless, he was thinking of Krishna. But that is not favorable way. The recommendation here is that it should be in a favorable service unto the lotus feet of the Lord. So, like devotees like Prahlad Maharaj and others, that is the favorable way of serving Krishna. So everybody has to serve Krishna. Even if those who are not devotee, they are envious of Krishna, still they are serving Krishna because they are serving illusory energy. That is another energy of Krishna. They are under the spell of Maya, but in that way, still they are serving Krishna, whether they understand it or not. The serving attitude is there for the soul. So either we have to serve Krishna, or otherwise we have to serve Maya. Say for example, those who don't have any, body to serve, even from the material point of view, what they do, they will keep some pet, maybe, some cats and dogs, and they will serve, that pet. And the illusion is they think that they are the master of that pet, that animal, but actually they are not. And you can see, they have to clean after their dog. When I saw this this phenomena, actually, I was really surprised, and that was a cultural shock for me when I, first saw this in this country. And actually, it is by law they have to clean after their dog. the stool of the dog, that dog poo, they have to clean, not only clean, they have to collect it. They cannot leave it on the park. It is actually illegal as well in this country, and there is a reason behind it, because it is very infectious. It is not that it can work like a fertilizer, unlike cow dung. So, but they are thinking that they are the master of that dog. But who is the master? Who is serving whom? This is illusion. And indirectly, they are serving the material energy. This is the illusion, thinking that I am the boss, but actually they are not. Again, we can see the serving tendency. People are busy in serving, society, their organizations, their bosses, all to get frustrated. Because all of the, these personalities, we all come with three kinds of, limitations or deficiencies. Four kinds actually. That, we have imperfect senses, we are prone to make mistakes, we have cheating propensity as well, and get illusion. And that's why we end up in frustration if we serve, other personalities other than Krishna. So the point is that everybody is serving Krishna directly or indirectly, but it is always good to serve Krishna favorably. And in that way, Krishna, he himself can reveal. Otherwise, it is not possible to know Krishna. He is covered with his Yogmaya, potency. Now, this thing which I was mentioning earlier, Krishna's name, it is again very interesting to understand this aspect as well. Ratha Anga Pane, who bears in his hand the wheel of a chariot. So this Leela is coming from Mahabharata. As we know that Krishna has promised that in Mahabharata war, he will not pick up any weapon. He will not fight. He will not pick up any weapon. Rather, he decided to act as a charioteer for Arjuna. But it so happened that he actually picked up weapon in a sense that he picked up the one wheel of a chariot, and he charged towards Bhishma. And in that way, he is due to that Leela, he is called Rathanga Pane. Is another name of Krishna, who bears in his hand the wheel of a chariot. So in that episode also we can see how he is acting as a Bhakt Vatsala, very devotees are very dear to him. So he wanted to show Arjuna that he should be putting all his 100% in that fight, because Arjuna was not acting on his with his full capacity and strength, because he has some kind of soft corner towards Bhishma Pitama, the grandfather Bhishma. So to teach him also a lesson, Krishna is ready to break his own vow. And this is called Nija Dharma, your own personal principle versus Lok Dharma, the welfare in general. So Nija Dharma, Lok Dharma is taking precedence, priority over Nija Dharma. This is what Krishna is saying, and in that way he is correcting Arjuna there. So that's why it's also called Bhakti-Vatsala. And other side, Bhishma Deva, even though he was fighting with his full valor, with all his strength, but Duryodhana, he sometimes he actually taunts him and tells him that he is affectionate towards Pandavas, and that is why he is not wholeheartedly participating in this battlefield. So there also Bhishma said that, he will fight like in such a way fiercely that even Krishna will, he will be also compelled to break his vow and take weapon. So in that way, he is also supporting Bhishma, so that he can also establish his credentials, that he is fighting with his full valor and with full strength. So in that way, in his one lila, he is supporting both the parties, fighting opposite to each other, and still Krishna is because both are devotees. Bhishma, he is also devotee of Krishna, but he is showing his devotion in a different way on the battlefield. He can only show his devotion by shooting arrow to Krishna, towards Krishna, because he's there acting as a kshatriya in a battlefield, and that in that capacity he is also serving Krishna, and Krishna is helping both Arjuna and Bhishma Deva, acting as a Bhaktvatsala. So due to this, he is called Rathanga Parne, and showing that Nija Dharma, as compared to Nij Dharma, the Lok Dharma is more important. So that principle is established there. So now, how does devotee get to know of the Lord? Once we have these three qualities, as it is mentioned: unreserved, uninterrupted, and favorable service. So it is still because these aspect pleases Krishna. So then only Krishna agrees to reveal himself. That Gyan Dipen Bhasvita. So in that way, devotees are able to then understand his full glory, power, and transcendence. Because Krishna removes the covering, which is otherwise for us. There is Krishna is not manifest to everyone. Naham Prakasha Sarvasya. And only through this devotional aspect, that covering is removed, and then we can cross this illusory energy. Otherwise, it is Krishna says, "Mam Maya Duratteya." This it's very difficult to transcend this illusory energy of Lord. Mam Maya Duratteya. But how it is crossed? Krishna further says, "Mameva prapadyante maya metam tarantite." Taranti means, float across. Tarantite. So through only Mameva prapadyante, those who are surrendering unto me and doing devotional service, then they can cross this illusory energy. Otherwise, it is impossible to understand Krishna. So, in conclusion, we can say that only through devotion, Krishna can be understood. No fruity worker or speculative philosophers can understand Krishna. Because Krishna is Adokshaja, beyond the perception of these material senses. And then the process is to surrender unto him, perform loving devotional service. That means following the instructions of Krishna, which Krishna says, "Man mana mand bhakta, madhyaji mam namuskaru." And this is the verse which is repeated in Bhagavad Gita. It is there in chapter 18 and chapter 9. Two chapters. There, this line is repeated. Only this verse. Man mana mad bhakta, madhyaji mam namuskaru. So that means that, devote your mind into me, think about me, become my devotee, worship me, and then Krishna also says, Sardham Partyaja Mam Ekam Sharanam Vraja, abandon all kinds of religion and your responsibility, etc. or religious principles which you think are right. Just abandon all them and just surrender into me. Mam ekam sharanam vraja. And then Krishna says, Aham tvam sar papebhyo mokshayishyami masucha. I will clear off all your past sinful activities as well. You should not, do not worry. So this is the thing which we can learn from this verse, that it should be unconditional, unreserved, unreserved, unconditional, uninterrupted, and favorable service to the lotus feet of Krishna, which can give us this opportunity to understand fully Krishna and then go back to him, back to Godhead. So with this, I'll stop here. What is the time? Oh, exactly 9 o'clock. So thank you very much for participating in today's program and also in this Bhagavatam class session. So if there are any questions, then please feel free to ask. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Prabhu, for enlightening us. Prabhu, we often read this, abandon all religious, and surrender unto me. But how should we understand this? Because, I don't know, when when we speak to someone who is following a specific path or something, even I don't know, it's a bit maybe strange to say them all, abandon all your religious activities. And how should we understand this, Prabhu? Thank you.
So let me ask one question. This religion, are you referring or thinking that religion which is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita is referring to something like modern, religions like Christianity or Islam or Buddhism or etc.? It is not, because when Krishna spoke 5,000 years ago, none of these, religions existed there. Okay. So if you see, that is in context with is in what in chapter 1 and chapter 2, particularly in chapter 1, when Arjuna was telling he was putting forward several arguments based on his own religious principles or understanding, that why he should not fight, because it will be, he was abandoning his duty actually as a Kshatriya to fight. And he was putting forward so many arguments that, the family traditions will be lost. I cannot kill my elders, etc., etc. So he was basically putting arguments based on certain, concept of morality and religious principles. And this is what Krishna is saying: abandon all those, so-called religion, sarvdham parityaja, your those kind of religious principles, and surrender into me. This is what it is said there. Okay, it is not that Krishna is saying that you abandon all religion and become some irreligious personality. But we must understand that a religion should be based on certain philosophy, certain concept. Otherwise, it will be just fanaticism. I may have something and I strongly believe about it, and then I will just go on fighting. And this is what we are seeing at the moment. People have certain misunderstanding. They think this is their way is only the right way. And if there is some disagreement, then they just end up having fighting, all these clashes we are seeing. But the true religion is to serve Lord. That is the purpose of all the religious principles. Anything which is keeping us away from the Lord, that is to be abandoned, whatever it may be. Even our thoughts, some activities on a day-to-day basis which we are doing, which is unfavorable, that we should be abandoning. Anything which is unfavorable, which is creating impediment between us and the Lord, that we should be discarding, rejecting. And whatever is favorable, we should be accepting. So this is what it means that, abandon all kind of religion, sarvam parityaja. So idea is only surrender to Lord, surrender to Krishna is going to purify us, and then we get to know about him, serve him, and then make our this human life success. So anybody who is new, you don't just say that you leave this, you leave that, that will be overwhelming for them. Oh, these guys are crazy. They are saying leave everything, something which they have been very much used to, not only in this life, from previous several lives. So we give them medicine. That medicine is in terms of holy name and prasadam. This is what is to be done. And gradually they will understand, they will learn. And this is what called param drishtva nivartante. Once you get something higher in taste, then you very easily, you will leave, you will quit something which was inferior.
Yes.
So this is the practical aspect we should always do. Not give lecture to some newcomer. Just like if somebody who has just started studying, year 1, year 2 kid, are you going to bombard with him with some kind of big mathematical formula, a big some thesis? No, you will start with the basic numbers, alphabets, like that. Otherwise, it will be overwhelming and they will never be able to appreciate and understand. So the process is involve them in some of the service, whatever little they may do based on their own likings and capacity. Idea is involving them. So we have to add something. Forget about deleting. That deletion will happen on its own in due course of time once we are progressing. So adding Krishna, getting involved, doing some service, whatever little it may be, involving them in chanting, giving them holy name and prasadam, and that way they will gradually develop taste for it. And once something you get higher taste, then inferior one, lower was automatically you will not bother about it. You will just discard it. It will go naturally.
Yes. Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much, Prabhu. What is this noise? Yes, Prabhu, thank you. Prabhu, can I just clarify something quickly? So like how as you said, like, yeah, it was 5,000 years ago spoken. So like, yes, like by Krishna to Arjuna, so that he can abandon all this. But like nowadays, we don't have a Krishna directly speaking to us. So what does it mean exactly for us to surrender unto Krishna? Like, because I mean,
okay, so Krishna,
we cannot abandon. Like, what does it mean? Should we still abandon, or like what? A bit misunderstood. Because now we don't have Krishna directly speaking to us. So how?
Krishna is directly speaking to us. When today there is no difference between Krishna himself and his words are there in Bhagavad Gita. So we cannot say that Krishna is not speaking to us. He is. This is the absolute nature, of the Lord. There is no difference between him, his names, activities. There is no difference. Even if you see the transcendental, the very first line of this purport, only the pure devotees can know the transcendental name, form, and activities of Lord, due to their being completely freed from the reactions of filthy work and mental speculation. So if Krishna's name, form, names and activities are different than his form, then why a devotee should learn about transcendental name and activities? Because there is no difference. And that is the absolute nature of Lord. For us, our activities, I'm not my name. You are not your name, but Krishna and his name is no difference. Okay, and in that way, Krishna and his words are, non-different from each other. They are same. So whatever spoken by him is there in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, that's number one. And also Krishna is speaking through his representatives like Guru, spiritual masters. They are direct representative of Krishna. So in that way, still we have this opportunity that Krishna is directly speaking to us. So in that way, there is no difference. Krishna is speaking to Arjuna, or Krishna is speaking to us through spiritual master or through Bhagavad Gita. And abandoning all religion means abandon all your other, concepts and accept what is mentioned here. And also, this is not like, if you don't, then, you will be cursed and this and that, nothing. It is not forced, because it should come out of love, on our own. That choice Krishna is giving us. Just keep this in mind. It is still our choice. Nobody is forcing. Krishna particularly is not forcing anything. Even to Arjuna is saying, Yathechesi tatha kuru. After explaining everything, towards the end of 18th chapter, he is saying, now I have explained everything to you. Now do whatever you desire. So ultimately, it is our desire. Krishna never forces anything onto us, because it has to be based out of love. And love, there cannot be any force, So that choice is ours. Yathechasi tatha kuru. But yes, we should learn from Arjuna, that Arjuna says that Karishya vachanam tava. I will do as you say, my Lord. But it was Arjuna's choice. In similar way, it is our choice. We have got this limited liberty. Whether we misutilize it and go and serve illusory energy, but still will be serving Krishna as we discussed today, or we serve directly Krishna favorably by accepting his order or advice. Okay, hopefully that answers your question, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Okay, so is there any question in the comment section? Let me just quickly have a look.
Hare Krishna, Nrsimha Prabhu. Thank you for a wonderful class. Can I just add one additional point to that in terms of surrender?
Yes, Prabhu, please.
So in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, it gives the 6 aspects of the surrendering process. So number 1, one should accept things favorable for discharging devotional service. 2, reject things which are unfavorable in the discharge of devotional service. 3, always believe firmly in the Lord's protection. 4, feel exclusively dependent on the mercy of the Lord. 5, have no interest separate from the interest of the Lord. And 6, always feel oneself meek and humble. So that's in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, 6 divisions of surrender. Hope that helps. Sorry.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhu. Yes. I think that is Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. That was right.
Yes, well, I think so. Yeah, I got it on banning quotes.
Krishna nu Anushīlanam Bhaktir Uttama.
Yeah, it's in the Hari Bhakti Vilas as well, 11.676.
Yes, thank you very much, Prabhu, for writing that. Okay,
Thank you for a wonderful class, Prabhu. Thank you. It's very, very uplifting and enlightening. Thank you, Prabhuji.
I just repeat. Whatever I hear from other devotees and from Prabhupada's lectures, books, I just repeat that.
Yeah, it's very nice as it is. So thank you. Yeah, very enlightening. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you all for joining today's session. And I don't know if there is any announcement, Prabhu. Prabhu.
Yes, it's times to be confirmed, but the next festival at the new building in Wokingham will be Nrsimha Chaturdashi, and that will be on Sunday the 15th. around noon time. So yeah, please save the date for May the 15th on that Sunday for Nrsimha Chaturdashi. And also on the May Bank holiday Monday, we're going to be doing a 6-hour kirtan in Bournemouth. So if anyone would like to lead a kirtan or attend that, please let us know so we can get the numbers right for prasadam. So that's on May Bank holiday, the 2nd of May, 6-hour kirtan on Bournemouth Beach. And yes, we'll be at the allotment today as well from 12 noon. So anyone would like to come to the allotment in Spencer's Wood, please come. We've got several horticultural activities planned for the afternoon. So that'll be from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock today. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you. Thank you all. I think then we can close today's session. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Maharaj ki jai.
Jai.
Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuran ki jai. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa
His Grace Ram Nrsimha Prabhu ki
Jai.
jai. Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol. Hare Krishna.